Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Noarliana binti Zawawi. My metric card number is A25A4728. So today we will present about the principle of management, especially on classical and human relations theories. Our presentation focus on two important management thinkers, which are Frederick W. Taylor and Douglas MacGregor. These theories explain how management practices evolve over time, from focusing mainly on productivity and efficiency to understanding the importance of human behavior and motivation in the workplace. Now, let us begin with the Frederick W. Taylor. Frederick W. Taylor is known as a father of scientific management. He was born in 1856 in the United States and worked as a mechanical engineer. Taylor introduced the idea that work should be studied scientifically in order to improve efficiency and productivity. He believed that managers should analyze tasks carefully and find the best way for workers to perform them. So his theories focus on increasing productivity, reducing wasted in time, and improving workplace performance. One of his famous ideas was work should be studied scientifically to find the best way to perform tasks. This idea became the foundation of scientific management. Okay, the next slide is about contribution to management. Taylor made several important contributions to management. There have three contributions, which is first is standardization. He encouraged organization to create standardized work method and procedures. This helped improve consistency, accuracy, and efficiency. The second is a specialization. Taylor believed that dividing tasks into smaller and specialized jobs will increase workers' skills and productivity. The last one is incentive system. He introduced performance-based rewards and incentive to motivate workers to achieve higher output. So overall, Taylor's ideas changed the way factories and organizations operated and influenced modern management practices. The next slide is about principles of scientific management. Taylor introduced four main principles of scientific management. The first is science, not habit. Managers should use scientific method instead of relying on guesswork or traditional practices. The second principle is scientific selection and training. Workers should be carefully selected and properly trained according to their abilities. The third principle is cooperation. Managers and workers should cooperate closely to improve efficiency and achieve organizational goals. The fourth principle is division of labor. Managers should focus on planning, while workers focus on execution. A modern example of a Taylor's theories can be seen in McDonald's, where tasks are standardized to ensure fast service and consistent product quality. So, Frederick W. Taylor's scientific management theory focus on improving productivity, efficiency, and organization in a workplace, Although some people criticize the theory of for focusing too much on productivity rather than human needs, Taylor's idea still influence many modern organizations today.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Husna binti Muhammad Rosdan. My metric card is A25A4814. Today I want to explain about the analysis Taylor theory. This Taylor has a survival strengths. First, drastically improve productivity and efficiency in the workplace. Second, it provide clear, scannable word producer, making tasks easier to follow. Third, it simplifies employer training for a complex task. And the last one is help to reduce unnecessary steps and resources waste. However, there are also some weakness. Workers may feel pressure, stress, or treated like machines. Besides that, the theory focuses too much on physical output and ignore employer psychological needs. It may also limit creativity and worker initiative because employers only follow fixed producer. Finally, the theory view worker merely as part of a mission rather than individual with feelings and ideas. In conclusion, Taylor theory is effective for improving efficiency, but it may negatively affect employer motivations and creativity if applies too strictly. Now, I would like to explain the background of Douglas McGregor. Douglas McGregor was one of the pioneers of the human relations approach in management. He was born in 1906 in the United States and later became a management professor at MIT. He was also a social psychologist who focused on organization behavior, especially on how managers treat employees in a workplace. One of his famous work is The Human Side of Enterprise, published in 1960. In his theory, McGregor argued that a manager's assumptions about employees will influence their leadership style and the way the manage worker. He believed that when managers treat employees positively and trust them, workers become more motivated and productive. That is why McGregor said the way managers treat employees affects their motivations and performance. Overall, Douglas McGregor made an important contributions to modern management by introducing theory X and theory Y, which explain different view about employee behavior and motivation. Okay. Next I want to explain theory X and theory Y assumptions introduced by Douglas MC Gregor. First, theory X represents the traditional management approach. It assumes that employers naturally dislike work and try to avoid responsibility whenever possible. Because of this, workers need to be controlled, supervised, or even threatened to ensure they complete their task. In this theory, employers are mainly motivated by money and job security. As a result, organizations using theory X usually apply strict and autocratic supervisions. On the other hand, theory Y represent a more modern management approach. It assumes that work is as natural as play or rest. Employers are believed to be self-motivated, creative, and willing to take responsibility. They are also motivated by self-development, where employers are involved in decision making. The managerial impact of these theories is important. MC Gregor believes that manager assumptions about workers can influence employer behavior. For example, if employers are treated as lazy under theory X, they may actually behave lazily. However, if manager tries motivate employer like in theory Y, workers are more likely to perform positively and responsibly. In conclusion, theory X focus on control and supervisions, while theory Y emphasize trust, motivations, and employer participation.
Hello, my name is Ifa Amani, BP nomor Resmani. My number metric is 82584806. Next, I will explain about theory Y in the 21st century. This slide shows how theory Y is still relevant in the modern workplace. The theory emphasizes that employees are capable of being creative and responsible when they are given trust and freedom. In knowledge-based industries such as technology, creativity is considered an important asset. For example, companies like Google and Netflix practice flexible working hours and give employees greater autonomy. In addition, the concept of hybrid work proves that employees can remain productive even without constant physical supervision. Next, this slide comprises the theories of Frederick Taylor and Douglas MacGregor. Taylor focused more on productivity and efficiency in manual work through scientific management. He viewed workers as part of systems that need strict rules and standards. Therefore, his management style was more top-down and control-oriented. On the other hand, McGregor focused on motivation and human behavior. Through Theory X and Theory Y, he believed that employees have potential and creativity. His approach emphasized trust, employee involvement, and two-way communication between manager and workers. Okay, next, the evolution of efficiency. This slide illustrates the evolution of management thinking from 1911 to 1960. In 1911, Taylor introduced scientific management, which focused on the hands, which is improving work efficiency through system and standardized procedures. Later, in 1960, McGregor introduced a more human-centered approach that focused on the head and heart, including motivation, emotions, and human potential within organization. Today, successful organizations usually combine both theories, using Taylor's system to ensure operational efficiency and McGregor's ideas to encourage innovation and employee motivation. In conclusion, both theories have made major contributions to the field of management. From Taylor, we learn the importance of efficiency and productivity in organizations. From McGregor, we understand that positive leadership and employee motivation are essential for long-term success. Therefore, modern managers need to balance operational efficiency with human development in order to create organizations that are more successful and competitive.